Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles. We're going to continue our series on feeding our reptile room. So you're getting to see everything that we kind of have. That does mean we'll be doing live feeding live little rodents, like these cute little turds, like this guy right here, to big old mean nasty snakes. Or in our world, nasty little ass rodents to really cool snakes. Depends on your perspective. It is a perspective, a whole nother issue we could do an entire video on in life. So I'm just going to give you a piece of advice, whether you're a reptile person or not. If you have a shitty life, or if you're having a shitty time, this is not talking to those who do suffer from certain clinical things that they need obvious help with. A lot of times, simply changing your perspective will improve your mood. Again, this is not meant to like be hollering at people who have other issues, but sometimes change your perspective. Put the other person's shoes on, look at it from their perspective. Look at it from whatever to help understand or make yourself happier. I can choose if my glass is half full or half empty. I honestly can do that. So I try to choose half full. Don't always get it done. Sometimes I'm still a raging asshole, but most of the time. So what are we doing? Why are we doing this really quick? And then we'll get out of here. One, we're doing it because feeding snakes is a part of keeping snakes. You're going to see all these snakes eat. Maybe not, but as we go through, you're going to see how we do that, how we mark that down. You're going to get a chance to see a lot of animals that maybe don't get shown off every day, because the videos are usually focused on one thing. So you're going to see a bunch of stuff, and it's kind of the day-to-day work we do. So focus on that. And number three is what we're not doing. We're not doing this to make you watch rats suffer. But if you don't want to see this, that's okay. Just bail on out. It's fine. No harm, no foul. And that's kind of the whole point of this. When we're done feeding these guys, which we'll feed most of them, there's about 3 we won't feed today for various reasons, just because maybe we're doing a little work on them or we need to clean their cage or whatnot. We'll just don't want to mess with it right now. But for you Patreon folks, when we're done here, we're going to go into the special room in there and probably feed some other cool venomous stuff specifically for you all to get to see how we do some of that. I'm thinking probably, I don't know, we just hatched all those baby blood diamonds. I think maybe we feed their dad. That'll be a fun one. So we'll probably do that over there. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'll try to tell you what all these snakes are as I'm doing it. Some of them, as you can see in our marking system, have just names. It's because some of these came with Caleb. Some of these have just numbers, because that was back when I was being really cheap ass and trying to conserve sticky paper for some reason. And some of them have a little bit more information. Pay no attention to the pink stuff. What this is who was breeding. So this is not a toffee, this is not a suma, this is not diesel. That is more marked for us for breeding purposes. About to fall over, swear to God I'm sober. And so that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to start 18-10-07. This is really easy to tell. That is a pied. It's been eating ASFs, Caleb says. We'll give it that big old ASF. So this is a pied. I don't think we've ever bred this one. We've had 2 or 3 pies we've bred and produced. I can't remember if this is one of them or not, but we'll be breeding it next year if it wasn't. Go ahead and close that up. Next up is this bumblebee here. This thing eats like a fucking freight train. It's in shed though. We'll give it a rat. You little bastard. Oh, that didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get. That'll work. Oh, I thought you were going to take it right there. So sometimes you got to just make sure it's not biting your snake. And I actually had a guy one time comment to us when we were preventing this from happening the way we are now, that that's not really fair. And he wanted the rat to have an ample chance to bite the snake and all of this, and that's nature, and that's what he wants to watch, is the snake versus the rat. And I'll be honest, if that's your feeling, you're not going to see that here. We want to keep our snakes nice and healthy. We don't want to have to worry about them getting an infection. I'll give the rat something to bite frequently if it does want to bite, which would be like the hook, so it can do what it naturally does. Okay, that's good to go now. But I am not going to sit there and be like, well, it's biting my snake, I'm just going to let that happen. That would be stupid, so we're not going to do that. Over here, this one is one that has laid eggs. This is an albino that is 50% chance of being het exanthic. Likely will prove out, I think, although we're not even trying to prove out this year. And this is an in-house, and you can see the dark spots on those. Those aren't dirt, that's paradoxine. So really, really cool snake. We'll close you up and see what happens later. So like I say, you're not going to see all of them actually eat. We're going to do a lot of closing up. 1914-02. This is a super pastel scaleless head, I do believe. Oh, did it touch you? Wake you up? Go that way. Oh, go to, okay, go that way. We'll come back to that here in a few minutes. We got the leopard over here. Now this one is possibly in, are you in shed? I don't know, maybe not. We'll drop that in, close that up. This one recently laid eggs, so it had its pre-lay shed on 7/15. It laid, this will be its first feeding since it laid eggs, so it hasn't eaten in quite a while. We're gonna see what it's gonna do if it wants to eat. So it is gonna look a little thin. It was its first ever clutch. Very disappointing clutch. Let's go with the mouse for this one, Caleb, if we can. Very disappointing clutch. It gave me a lot of slugs and 2 good eggs, unfortunately. But we're gonna see if it'll take to food now that it has laid. I have found, a little trick for me, that when these come off of eggs and I want to get them back feeding, I have great success going with very small meals. Obviously a mouse is not what we want sticking in this thing all the time, but just gives it a little bit more confidence to take a smaller meal. We get 1 or 2 of those in it and we can start working it up to rats pretty soon. And as you can see, it's showing a good amount of interest. We're really smelling it, but you can see the lack of confidence in this snake. It's not just going right at it. It's just kind of thinking, you know. So we'll close up this tub. Give it a little privacy. Hope for the best. That brings us over here to these pastel lesser. This one's a pain in the ass, so we'll give it a mouse. This is a male. A lot of these over here will be males. We'll have some females in there. It's not my world's best eater. It kind of goes in spurts. You gonna take that? You gonna let that thing smell you in the face and not bite it? What the hell, man? What the hell, man? Now, this one here is a leopard bumblebee. This one will eat. This one eats everything we can possibly give to it 9 times out of 10. I say that. It's in there, you dork. Whoa, hey, too excited. Yeah, there you go. Get that movement. You done messed up now, Aaron? Well, maybe. Is it going too fast for you? Do I need to slow it down? Now this would be where people talk about spiders have feeding issues. This would be the manifestation of a true spider type issue. When they're very excited, they struggle a little bit, just kind of like getting aim point on. You see this thing hasn't missed, it's just being a little bit like careful. But it will choose to eat that probably here in a few seconds and be fine. Axanthic pinstripe. This is one I really hope to have babies this year and it just didn't. So that's okay. We got it ready kind of late. We'll keep feeding it and hopefully it'll be ready for next year. Told ya. And it was 1 strike, problem solved. So no issues there. That's not untypical for those. We'll kind of go back through here in a minute, like so everything kind of is going. Now this is my original ball python. He likes his ASF and mice. It depends on the day. We'll see how he does. This is a SK Axanthic John Dog line. That's looking good. It smelled you. You gonna take that? What the hell? And there it is. This isn't spider and it missed. So it's not always a spider issue. Hey, that was me. There you go. And now we got it taken care of. So this is Cinny. Now she laid eggs for us this year and she's been eating pretty good. I think she might be going into shed. She looks a little blue in the eyes. We'll see if she eats that. I'll close up since you're in shed. This one we're gonna save for later. This guy eats like crap half the year, but this is our pied male. He does wonderful, don't you, buddy? But he is one that you have to watch during breeding season and make sure and get him back on food or he will breed himself and burn himself out. But lately we've been eating pretty good. See if we'll take this little rat. Really? You're just gonna let it like, there you go, done and done. Pastel het clown, that's one we were waiting on too, you wanted to hold off on. Who just got it? Cindy got hers. So that brings us to this Zebra Bee female from 2020. This is, of course, 2002 second clutch, first baby. This girl's growing like a weed, so we want to go to a small rat with her. She is ready for that. I got no doubts about it. This is one I hope to get to size so I can pair and breed. Again, just because these were my original passion, I want to make sure that we have all of that here. And for those who think I'm smacking the rat around, I'm not. I'm simply tapping it to guide it. Really, I talked about how aggressively you were going to feed, and then you're just like, no, I'm just going to be shy now. About to close her up and let her do her thing in privacy, as the English would say, if we have any English fans. In America, we say privacy. They're like, I need some privacy. It's my best English accent. Sucks because I'm not English. We won that war. That'll bring us back to our calico. Although we're going to add 87,000 IRS agents. Didn't we fight a war over that many IRS agents once? I mean, isn't that what the whole thing was? No new taxes, no unfair taxation, throwing some tea in the thing. Oh yeah, give me 87,000 IRS agents. The one thing I can tell you is I've done a lot of jobs that make people not necessarily like you, snake keeper being one, only snake people like you. But you know who everybody likes less? No matter what you do for a living, everybody likes IRS agents less. So we should be thankful that IRS agents exist because it means that there's somebody society hates more than you. Most of society would rather spend time with an axe murderer than an IRS agent. So for you IRS agents out there who are watching us, please don't audit me for making fun of you. You guys are one of the few things in the world that actually terrifies me. If you do, just know, actually that was one you were wanting to wait on too. If you do, just know I'm bringing a rattlesnake to the audit. This was what we wanted to do. Oh, somebody just got it. That's how I am going to go to audits. Here's my bucket for audit. All my paperwork's in there. Not my fucking problem. Your paperwork now. Think that'd get it done? Probably not. That's how Matt goes to prison. Oh, look at that. Good girl. You did so good. You did so good. And over here, that's an empty tub. This is a double het clown. Well, it's definitely het clown. It's possibly het albino. I think it's the possibility. And if you look at that snake, it almost looks like, is there something else going on? There's an orange dream there. Orange dream, okay. I was like, it's going to prove out because it almost looks orange dream with just that. What the fuck was that? Like, dinner's there. Don't bite me. Yeah, go get it. Go get it. So this snake is another one that should be ready next season, especially if we have her on good sized meals like this. So with that, I'm not chuckling at what's just happened. As soon as I steered the rat to her, bam. We will have some other things to produce clowns and kryptons and those kind of things with having these ready. And it's going to bring in some new genes into what we're doing. So that's really exciting. And then over here is another pied, or not pied, yeah, another pied. What am I talking about? This girl eats. That's the kind of pied you like. Hey, get in there. It's in there. Do you not see it? No, it's in there. It's in there. Okay. You'll figure that out. Okay. Here's the thing, y'all. This is a snake that only eats pre-killed. We don't have frozen rats here. That means in order for me to feed this snake, along with 2 carpet pythons I have, I'm going to have to take some of these live ones and turn them into pre-killed ones. I'm not going to do that on the camera, mostly because the sound effect ain't pretty, but do know that's part of keeping sometimes. So close that up, do that later because of that. Pastel Exanthic. Now this was thought to be a black pastel Exanthic originally. This is one that Kayla brought in. Pairing it up showed it to not be black pastel, and in doing some looking, you just get some pastel Exanthics that turn jet black like this, or really dark like this. We believe that's what's happened here. I've got one in this rack over here you'll see another day doing the exact same thing. So it's kind of a cool animal. Maybe we can get some IMG stuff going. Probably not. I think it would have been proven out already by now. But that's what's going on there. This is my banana female, who has been proven out time and time again. Here you go, girl. As a matter of fact, I just cut her eggs the other day, if you watched, and they were banana mahoganies. I think we got 4 out of 6 to be banana mahogany, if memory serves, which is really, really good. And then we come down here to, this is another pastel Exanthic. That didn't turn all jet blacky darky. So we'll feed that right there. Hey, Kurt. So somebody's going to yell at me. You're the rat guy, right? How far can a rat fall without getting hurt? Quite a ways. Is that a scientific measurement? Yes. Because somebody's going to say, oh, you're just dropping the rat in there. It is not going to hurt the rat. Watch them. They're kind of like those flying squirrels. They do one of these, and they spread out. They slow themselves down and land. They're fine. It's not hurting them. Now, if we were throwing them across the room, and the ones we're going to make pre-killed, we'll be hurting those, but these were not. We won't be hurting them, actually. We're going to be ending those. Now, this girl here is a firefly. And she eats good too, as you can see. Whenever you got a snake that's following dinner around like that, you're going to have a good feed. what you'll see, for those of you who are new, I get it. You like to feed them and watch them and do all that, and I get that totally. But watch what happens right now. This is a prime example of why we close the tub up frequently. That snake was ready to eat that rat. It's going to get back on point. I'm not worried about it. But the more I stand over and watch it, the less likely it is to bite the rat, and the more likely it is to focus on me because it's losing its focus and it's too excited. Once we close this, it's only got one thing to focus on. It's going to go and handle its business. Over here is a pastel freeway who is in shed like a big dog. Looks like we'll give her a rat. Hopefully she eats. She has laid some eggs for us this year. We have not got to cut them yet, but she does appear to be going into shed. She's not already fully blown there. And I think that does it, doesn't it? So that is rack done. Let's go back through here really quick. So what we normally do, and what we will do today, you just won't see it, is we'll finish feeding this room, and then we'll start at the beginning and go back through every rack. For your guys' sake, I'm just going to take a quick look and see what's fed and what hasn't. We're still going to give them an opportunity to feed. We're not going to pull anything out right now, but we will go back through for specific pulling before we're done. That one has not eaten yet. That one is in the middle of swallowing. Ooh-ah. That one has not eaten yet. Sometimes it takes a little time. That one hasn't eaten yet. This leopard hasn't eaten yet. That's a little surprising. Blackhead already swallowed it. That's a really good sign. That makes me very, very happy. This guy hasn't. He probably won't. In the middle of it. Swallowing it down. Got it figured out. Handling its shit, even in shed. Gonna do that one. Swallowing. 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 Didn't do that one. Did this one. Come on, lady. And that one was the empty one. See, now you know that's a good female. She's swallowing. A rat. You want your females to swallow the rats to grow, to get up to... My God, the people I work with. I mean, it's way better than this female right now who's not eating. I'd prefer to see one swallowing. Like that one's killed it, but it hasn't swallowed yet. So one thing we do, and I'll go ahead and show you how we do this because it's just a great little tactic, is whenever we run across here, don't throw them in the drawer. It's where all the, cause it's like the safe. It's where all the 20 bucks is. It's where our petty cash is kept, I guess. Whenever you have one that has killed its dinner but has not eaten it yet, we like to mark it. And I use these little tabs for everything. So for us, putting a tab on it can mean 50,000 different things on location. With that flicked up like that, that tells me there's a dead rat in there. So on these adults, I'm like, okay, let's say we go back through, still hasn't eaten, I'll put that tab on there. I don't have to worry about the rat hurting it. I know it's dead. Sometimes they'll come back after they chill out and eat it. A lot of times they don't. Then I know the next time I come down here, I remember who I need to check so I don't get a problem, right? That's what that's all about. We skipped that one. We did do this one. Look at that. It's eating it. That's a man swallowing, and that's okay too. You want all of your snakes growing. Whew, she's got it. Now that's the same thing. I'm not going to mark this because we're going to go back through. I just want to show you how we do that because we'll mark it ourselves later if we need to. Same thing with here. But those are going to likely swallow. They probably have just honestly let those go. We just fed them a few seconds ago. And last but certainly not least, she hasn't got it yet, but you can see how she's actually showing some interest. So my hope is she will end up eating even though she's in shed. So we'll close that back up, let that continue. Kurt, anything you want to add?
No.
What's your favorite kind of female, Kurt? You don't have to answer that. That's okay. We're going to move on. Mine is over here, is probably that zebra bee female, just because I worked so hard to actually have those. So yeah, I'm going to clean it up a little bit, and that's what we're going to go with. Kayla, what's your favorite over here?
It's tied between, and they're not impressive snakes on their own. It's just what they're going to do for me. The pastel het clown, because again, clown. And then, surprise, surprise, the OD double het, because, well, potentially double het. I'm actually going to send off a shed to check. But again, it's for sure clown, so OD clown all the way.
Okay, Kurt, what's your favorite snake over here? Now that I've cleaned it up a little bit.
Pastel freeway.
The pastel, that's a good damn choice. honestly, it'd probably been my number 2 choice. I really like that Pastel Freeway. It was a project I was so hesitant to get into, and Kurt was really wanting to dive into it. But with the Ivory, I've enjoyed it a lot. But Zebra Bee has to take the cake because it's just been, I wouldn't be here without him. So that's got to be it for me. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We're going to go feed some of the hot stuff, and we'll see if, some of them really hot females in there swallow as well. We'll catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.